Howdy, y'all. Welcome back to Beyond the Blonde podcast. I am Marin, and with me, as always,
Wendy.
You're always so quiet. You're like, my name's Wendy.
My name is Wendy.
And today, we're talking about some childhood memories.
Yes.
And it was something that was requested by y'all on our Instagram. And if you're not following us, shit. If you're not following us, please follow us. Beyond the Blonde podcast. Ninja Mern, curly blonde with biceps, and it has periods and dots and... Oh, wait. Yeah. A period is a dot. Oh, my God. I'm fucking losing my mind. I give up.
It has periods and dots and dashes and slashes.
Yeah, dashes and slashes, baby. We're just going to be honest here. We are not in the mood to podcast. I don't know why.
We're not at all.
We're just...
Either one of us.
Not that it takes a lot of energy to fucking sit here and talk because we do that all the time.
Yeah.
But I think once we get rolling, we'll be just fine.
Yeah.
But shout out to all the fucking fake ass accounts and bots and people that...
for real.
You know, I think it's a new thing in the, like, system where people can, like, answer your questions, because we did a little questionnaire thing in our stories to say, what would you guys like for us to chat about? And I got all these, hi, Ninja Merns, check out our fucking discount.
Follow me,
Black
follow
Friday.
me.
Follow me. And then some of them were just blank and blank and blank and blank.
Yeah.
I'm like, that must be a new part of the, we're going to build you followers fucking bullshit systems that are out there, because I got a shitload of those.
She got a shitload.
Shitload.
I seen it, people.
She synced it. And even after I sent you those screenshots, I got like probably 2 or 3 more pages of the same shit.
Girl.
And I
hardly nobody fucking answered mine.
I apparently have the fucking bots of Instagram.
Except for, the gal that, gave us this idea for today's podcast. I got hey, I got hi, I got you're beautiful, and then I got talk about your childhood memories. So that's what we gonna do.
Which this was a requested subject that we've gotten before. So
yeah, which is
it's
funny.
about
Why
time.
Are people interested about our childhood?
I don't know, because it probably will define the reason why we're so fucking awesome now. Hello.
Oh, sure. Yeah, that makes sense.
Oh, yeah, like, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, that makes sense.
I mean, I don't know if I can...
I'm trying to... like, you're on prep, because I'm like, we could fucking do, like...
Wine Wednesdays.
Tequila Tuesdays.
Thirsty Thursdays.
Yeah.
I don't know. I'm not a big drinker anyway.
I know. That's what I'm saying.
I would be down for something like that, but, I'm trying to not be a fat ass, so... And I'm trying to be even...
Today's caffeinated... I know, I can't say
it. I'm scared.
I was going to say caffeinated Sunday. But...
Yeah, I was like, cunt? Something?
Yeah.
Cunt day.
Yeah, I don't know how, like...
We obviously don't give a shit.
We don't.
Yeah, cunt is just another swear, I guess. Which clearly we don't care about.
It's just another swear, guys.
It's just... I mean, it's like if somebody calls you a bitch, you're like, okay, I wouldn't care. If somebody called me a cunt, I'd be like, wow, okay, cool.
I mean...
Like I'm saying...
You have a right to your own opinion. But also, go fuck yourself.
Well, yeah, exactly. I'm like, cool. Sorry you feel that way. I don't know what I did to you, but I apologize for whatever it is. Anyway, I was trying to think of, like, I mean, I have plenty of weird fucking stories, but I was trying to think, well, let me try and think back to the earliest one that's like quite entertaining. And I can't like put it in chronological order. Chronological.
Chronological.
Yeah, I was going to say that my tongue is sleeping apparently and did not work.
Yeah.
Chronological.
And,
Chronological?
yeah.
Yes.
And then it's like, we just talked about this was it yesterday? Or was it the day before?
Doesn't matter.
It doesn't
what are you
matter, but my point was I could only think of two and I already forgot one.
Well, this is going to
Can
be
I
a
mention again that I am quite a bit older than Ninja Mern? Okay, so
I know, and you should have plenty of life experience.
I should, but I was such a good girl.
Oh gosh, I was not.
I
Which,
was.
I mean, I was just very adventurous.
Oh yes, yes.
So that's where I'd say that I wasn't necessarily a bad kid, but I was very adventurous and I was down to do whatever.
Yeah.
Like my brother was like the stay inside and like legitimately keep his hands clean.
Oh.
I was like, let's go play in dirt, literally, and all the other things. Like legit was just very adventurous. Climbed trees, climbed on roofs. You know,
That's how I was. I mean, yeah. But I don't know. Wasn't naughty.
I cannot relate. Anyway,
I mean,
so,
I was naughty. Okay, fine. Now things are coming to my mind. I
Yeah,
need to
okay,
jot. I need
well,
to jot shit down.
You go first. Spill the beans. What's your first?
Okay. McDonald's. Hold on. 7-Eleven.
Okay.
Machete.
Yeah, I remember.
Fourth.
Everyone's gonna be like, "What the fuck?"
No, they're gonna be like, "What a dumb bitch."
Well, yeah, they
But
are,
you
but I'm
know
saying
what?
your key words to remember. They're like McDonald's, 7-Eleven, and machete.
Machete.
What the fuck?
Machete.
Exactly. All right, go for it. Go.
Okay, so the machete story, that is probably the earliest one that I recall. Because, I mean, there's another one where I cut my head open, but it really is not that thrilling, so I'll keep that one to myself. So I think I was like 5, and we lived in an apartment complex, and this girl, I don't recall how old she was. Like, she probably shouldn't have been playing with a machete, but she was, and she was swinging it around, and she dared me to walk past her. And of course, the little asshole that I was like, okay.
Okay.
Okay. And I did it, and she sliced my elbow open. Is it this one? It's this one. So I have a scar right here. Right there. From there to there.
Like, was it bad enough that you needed stitches or anything like that? Oh, really?
Yes. And I'm not very good with stitches. Apparently, when I'm little, I pull them out. So,
excuse me.
Yeah. I have a scar. Okay, I'll go back to this story, too, because we're talking about cuts and shit.
Yeah.
But I have a scar across my eye right here. I fell at, like on the hearth, like a fireplace hearth. And my mom took me to the hospital to get stitches. We didn't even leave the parking lot. I pulled those fuckers out. She brought me back in there. They put stitches in there again.
You pulled them out right away?
Yeah. Oh, yeah, I was an ass girl.
You were an ass
I'm
girl?
not an ass girl. I was an ass, girl.
Girl.
Yeah, so they put stitches in again. We didn't even quite get home, and I pulled them out again, and my mom said, from
Fuck
what
you,
I
bitch.
recall, basically, she said, "You little bitch, we're just putting a butterfly Band-Aid on it." So.
Okay, so one of my stories, there's some key similarities here. Okay, and this wasn't my youngest memory or story, but I don't know, I was probably like 12-ish or something. Anyway, so my mom and I, my mom had some really bad insomnia when I was younger, which I don't think had anything to do with me. I'm just saying. Anyway, so she had really bad insomnia, and sometimes we would stay up late and watch like infomercials,
Oh, yeah.
and we never bought shit. Like, okay, I'm not going to say my parents were poor and they like didn't take care of us, because they got us everything that we needed. If we
Right.
needed shoes for basketball, we got shoes for basketball. But like we didn't do a lot. We didn't go out to eat, or like we were just conservative with our money. Anyway, there were so many good infomercials, and when you're like 10 to 12 years old, which I was at the time, everything was so fucking cool, and I wanted it.
Yes.
I wanted us to have it. And so finally, okay, so we had seen this infomercial for the Miracle Blades like 1,000 times. Miracle Blades comes with the whole fucking knife block with like 10 knives. And
they're
finally,
a miracle.
and they're a fucking miracle because they cut things. So finally, my mom was like, let's order these. And because she knew I would be so excited because we're actually getting something from one of
Yes.
the infomercials. But I guess we apparently needed new knives anyway. So she's like, let's get these ones. And I was so fucking excited. Okay, so we order them. I don't know. They take forever. They were not Amazon Prime kind of bullshit.
They came
back
from
then.
China, probably.
Yeah, so it took a while. They finally come in. Now, I'm so excited. So my mom, and this is another part of the story. My mom is outside talking to the guy. He was redoing our second bathroom, like wallpaper, blah blah blah. Okay. Just to put like a reminder to come back to this, he ended up being a criminal, but I digress. Back to the knife story. She's outside.
I'm all
She's outside talking to this guy, and the way that from the front door, the way that the house is the bedroom, the master bedroom kind of came out a lot further on one side, and then it was the driveway, so I couldn't actually see her because she was in the driveway talking to the bathroom guy, and I couldn't actually see her from the front door, but I knew she was there. Anyway, so I'm so excited. I wanted to put this knife the knife set together and get it all done before she came back inside from talking to this guy. Okay, so I'm like wanting to get this put together so bad. So all the knives had a cardboard like sheath with a little piece of like tape on the back end so the cardboard stayed on the blade. So I mean, they're brand new knives and they're all super sharp. So I would grab the cardboard and I would just pull the knife. Like all the tape on the back was like so weak that I would just pull and it would come right out, and then I would put it in the block. Okay, so I get like all the 12 other knives or whatever put in just fine. I get to the biggest knife. The biggest, it's the longest, it's like the most serrated, has two little poker things at the end, so you can like...
Yes.
Okay, so I grab to hold on to the cardboard, and I like pull to break the tape on the back end of the, the little cardboard sheath thing.
Yes.
And it didn't break the tape. So I was like, okay, like funny that this is the biggest knife and the only knife that didn't break the tape. So then I do it really fast, and I legitimately sliced my wrist open. And I'm like, oh shit.
Oh my
so I'm
God.
like reaching over to one side of the kitchen, putting my wrist, because it's not like spraying blood, but it's like running really fast.
Sure.
So I'm like putting my wrist underneath the sink. I'm reaching to the other side to get some paper towels. Anyway, I put pressure on my wrist and I poke my head out of the front door. Like I said, I couldn't see my mom, but I knew she was talking to the guy. And I'm like, Mom, you need to come inside. Like trying to be super calm, cool, and collected, even though I just sliced the fuck out of my wrist open.
Right.
And she's like, okay. So then time goes by. She doesn't come back inside for I don't know how long. So then I stick my head back out. I'm like, Mom, I really need you to come inside. And she's like, okay, honey, I'll be there in a minute. Whatever. She finally, like, she doesn't come inside again, and it's minutes later, and I'm just, like, putting pressure on my fucking sliced, bleeding wrist. So then I go for a third time, and I'm like, Mom! Like, I just, like, fucking yelled at her. I was like, you need to get in here right now. She's like, okay. Anyway, she comes inside, and I'm like, she walks in, and I'm like, okay, don't get mad. Yeah, which is the
I know
perfect
it looks
way.
like a massacre in here, but don't get upset with me.
Well, she didn't know what happened yet because I was like, I mean, I was holding my wrist, but like she hadn't like really noticed because she was like, I was looking really serious, so she was like, probably,
yeah,
like, what's going on?
focusing
Anyway,
on your face.
yeah, and I'm like, don't get mad, and then I like take the paper towel off my wrist and I show her and she's like, oh my gosh, what are you doing? She's like, what happened? Why didn't you tell me? I was like, I tried to get you like 3 times. And like, she's freaking out because it was so deep that like I could see my veins. Like I could pull the skin over and see like
Ew,
my,
girl.
Yeah. So I should have gone to the doctor and gotten stitches. But remember the whole like, we didn't spend a lot of money.
Yeah.
So my dad gets home from work shortly after because my mom had called. And anyway, he gets home. And I just remember sitting in the driveway in the back of my dad's truck, like on the tailgate with my sliced open wrist. And he's like, this is gonna hurt because he had to clean it. And we dumped some alcohol in it to clean it. Put a couple butterfly Band-Aids on it, wrapped it up, called it a day, and that's
those
that.
butterfly Band-Aids, man, they
Man,
saved our lives.
They came to the fucking rescue. But it was just so funny, for one, how excited I was for these knives, and I was like, I was on the last knife, the biggest one, the one that you would think this wouldn't be an issue, and then I end up slicing my wrist open, and...
It wouldn't be the paring knife.
No. So that's my knife butterfly story, which is funny because you kind of had like a knife butterfly
one of
story.
them too. Yes, I do.
And to note on the criminal situation, apparently, so we didn't know he wouldn't be in our house working on our bathroom if we knew he was a criminal. Apparently, because we saw him on the news, like a high-speed car chase, like, I don't know, a couple weeks after he was done with our bathroom. Apparently what had happened is he was, doing work for these people or not doing the work that he was paid for kind of thing. And so it was just like running. And then I guess somebody called the cops on him, and then that's what caused the whole high-speed chase. But apparently he had been ripping people off, and, like, he would be getting paid and then not doing the job, which he did our job, so... Anyway, but yeah, he ended up being a criminal and, like, flipped his truck on fucking the news during this high-speed chase. So...
What a loser.
Yeah, needless to say, there was a couple times in my life I should have got stitches, but I didn't.
Yeah, I mean, it happens.
Apparently, Wendy wouldn't want to keep them in anyway.
No.
What's your
That's not any fun.
What's your McDonald's story? I'm interested.
Oh, the McDonald's story. Teenager. I was driving at the time, so I'm sure I was probably 16. I had a brand new Beretta GTZ and thought I was hot motherfucking shit. By the way, I still love that car. It was white, and it had the low panels and all that shit. And
damn, girl.
So, as teenagers, we would cruise the valley, because I grew up in Alaska, out in Wasilla. So we would either go cruise the Strip in Anchorage, or we would go cruise the valley. So, which the valley was like 10 minutes from my house, you know. I mean, I lived in the valley, but the city was there. And so we would all like meet somewhere, and then people would get in your car and you would just like drive around like, oh, look at us, we're driving, you know. I don't know.
Because you're teenagers.
Because we're teenagers, yeah. And one of the guys in my car, okay, the McDonald's in Wasilla had one of those big blow up Ronald McDonald's, the massive ones on the roof.
Oh. Okay.
And one of the guys in the back seat, apparently, my mom, I hope, does not listen to this.
I think she does.
I know, I think she
might.
does too. Mommy, I'm sorry.
40 or 35 years later or whatever the fuck.
So anyway, he had a gun. He pulled out his gun and
oh, fuck.
He shot Ronald McDonald.
What
and
the
I was
fuck?
like, oh my God.
You're like, let's not.
We drove a little farther down the street and turned around, and there was Ronald deflating on top of fucking McDonald's. And do you know how expensive those things are? Massively expensive. And we killed him. I was an accessory to murdering Ronald McDonald.
Dude. Yeah. Where are the sirens? They should be coming after you right now. Remember that one episode? They started coming for me. I don't even know which one or what we were talking about, but I was like, yeah, I gotta go.
Yeah.
They weren't actually coming for me, y'all, so calm down.
They
Dude,
weren't.
what the fuck?
Yeah, I know.
I would be so mad at...
I just kind of was like...
I'd be so mad for because, I mean, I'm not against guns by any means, but that is fucking reckless, for real.
Oh, yes,
and the fact that it's your car.
Yes.
Yeah, I'd be so fucking mad.
Yeah.
Fucking boys.
I know. So.
Always doing stupid shit.
Yeah. So. That's that one.
R.I.P. to fucking Ronald McDonald.
I know. I feel bad.
That's what he gets for giving everybody diabetes.
There you go.
I'm just kidding. It's not Ronald McDonald's fault. It's the people eating McDonald's. Sorry. Anyway.
Making them obese.
Yeah, that's their own. Yeah. That's their own fault. Yeah. I'm trying to think if I have anything that's like
kind of related.
That's like related to like a restaurant or something. I mean, I kind of have one. I mean, it's not that epic. It's just kind of funny because the cashier or whatever girl was like fucking mad at me. I was probably like 8. So, like I said, my parents always got us what we needed. And at a very young age, they're like, if you want something, whether it's like, they bought our school clothes and stuff like that, but like if we wanted to buy something like, stuff that we didn't really need, or like if I wanted to go buy a smoothie or go to Popeyes down the road with my friends.
Yeah.
Because we had a fucking Popeyes, okay? Anyway, then it was like, you need to learn how to make your own money so you can pay for that shit, which is I don't care what age I was. I learned that very young, and I'm very thankful for it because it's given me a really good work ethic now. Yes. So anyway, there is this new like smoothie place that opened up across from Popeyes, which was probably like a half mile outside of our neighborhood anyway. Yeah. So I had a bunch of change, and I wanted to get rid of this change, and I knew how much the smoothies were. I had been there multiple times already, and I just had all this change. So anyway, I go and get the smoothie, and I'm like counting on the counter, however much it was. And something happened. Like, I don't know if I almost dropped like a coin or something, but I completely lost count of
shit.
where I was at.
Mm-hmm.
And so I'm like, oh shit. So I like kind of move my change back to me so I can like push it towards her and count it out again. She's like, oh my God, just fucking leave it. Like, she was so mad.
Ew.
I was like, okay. Like, I'm trying to pay for my shit. I just lost count because I don't know, whatever. But it was just kind of funny that I'm like paying in fucking like, pennies.
Slid that shit right at her on the
I
counter.
was like, okay, I'm out of here. Bye.
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 I have a poop story.
Oh, God.
I do. And
I don't have any poop stories.
Okay, well, let's hear your 7-Eleven story first.
Oh, the 7-Eleven story is just that as teenagers, we didn't have a 7-Eleven in Alaska at the time. It was just like a Texaco or some shit, just a gas station. Mm-hmm. So we would get booze and we would climb the ladder on the side of the building and party up on the roof.
I like how you said you weren't naughty. Underage drinking, climbing onto the roof of 7-Eleven. Like, I was a perfect child.
Just because I said we would bring alcohol up there, I didn't say I drank it.
Okay. Totally believable.
Anywho, but the gas stations did not stay open 24/7, so it was closed. And it was like right at the intersection of two major streets in town. So like you could see everything that was going on. Mm-hmm. So we would go up there and that's where our party would start, up on top of the gas station.
Did y'all hear that? That's where the party would start.
That's right, kids. That's where the party would start.
But she didn't partake in any of the liquid beverage.
No.
Mm-hmm.
No.
Dude, I like how you're like, I don't know, I can't remember. And you got some like fucking crazy ass stories.
Well, because I don't think they're crazy, because that's kind of just like shit. I mean, I don't know.
I feel you on the like not thinking that they're that crazy, because it's like that's our life.
Because that's what we did.
I used to climb
on a bunch of fucking psychopaths.
Yeah, I used to climb roofs. I don't know if y'all know this, but I kind of have big ears, which I have grown into my ears legitimately. If I have a baby picture, if you're watching the YouTube video,
She'll pop it in there.
I'll pop it in there. I swear I've had the same size ears my whole fucking life. Like, and so they kind of stick out now, not as bad as when I was a fucking child and my head was half the size, okay? And I would climb everything. I was a little monkey. That was one of my nicknames, not only because of the big ears, but also because I climbed every tree I saw. I climbed onto our roof, my friends' roofs, anybody's roofs. I would jump from roof to roof if I could. I would jump off of roofs. Yeah, I mean, I don't know how I didn't break a bone when I was a kid for all the shit that I did and jumped off of and climbed up.
Break a bone.
Break a bone. Let me just add my notes.
Break a bone.
I fell out of a tree. I had climbed up at least 20 feet because not only was I a great climber, little monkey, I did not have a growth spurt for like until my sophomore year of high school.
She was a petite little
So
one.
I was like 4 foot nothing with big ass feet and big ass ears. Okay. So I can hear y'all just fine, and I have really good balance because of my big feet. Anyway.
Oh, I was gonna say, and she'd go kick your ass just fine too.
Well, that too. But I climbed up this tree, and I was at least 20 to 25 feet up in the air, and it had rained earlier that day, so the bark was kind of soft. I ended up slipping, falling. I tried to grab this branch because I was falling with my feet first. I tried to grab this branch because I was like, this is going to hurt, which I wasn't able to like stop myself. It essentially just flipped me so my feet were sideways instead of straight down. And I landed so hard on my arm on a root that was sticking out of the ground. I thought for sure I broke my arm. Nope, just gave it a couple minutes. It hurt for a while, and I obviously it hurt for a few days, but like I was like worried that I broke my arm. I didn't break my arm. Like, what the fuck? Who am I?
Rubber.
Yeah.
Made from rubber.
I don't know how old I was then, but I didn't break my first bone until I was 14. What about you?
I have never broken a bone. Oh,
I was like, what?
that's not true. Well, a slight fracture in the toe next to my big toe going
Excuse me.
up the stairs.
Wait, so what's the break a bone note that you just made?
Oh, the break a bone note is when I was a tween, 12, maybe 13. Obviously, I wasn't driving, but we had four-wheelers. We had
Yeah.
ATVs, all that shit, right? So that's how us kids got around. Like, you know, there's trails all over the place. So I grabbed my friend who lived down the street. We were cruising down the trail next to the highway. And there would be driveways, you know, so like you're down in the trail and you're like, and then up the driveway, you know, like crossing over the driveway and shit like that. I didn't slow down enough. And we kind of went like, whew, like, you know, legitimately in the air. And when we hit, her arm hit the rack on the back and broke her arm.
Oh, shit.
Yeah. So then we were driving back. I was trying to get her, I got her to her parents' house, and then I was trying to get home so I could run back to her house and go to the hospital or whatever with them, right? You weren't allowed to ride your ATVs in the subdivisions, but how you gonna get it somewhere if you can't? So, of course, I get pulled over in the subdivision by a police officer. He had to follow me home. It was a big ordeal. And it started like this family feud with my family and her family. We had been best friends for years, and my sister was best friends with her, too.
Now there's drama.
Yeah. Sorry.
Yeah.
Sorry, Abby.
Oh, yeah. I did a lot of four-wheeling because I have family in Minnesota. And they lived in essentially the middle of nowhere where there's 350 people in the town. So that's where a lot of, I mean, I am from Texas, but that's where Minnesota was where a lot of my country type of living came from, because we were literally in the country. I worked on my uncle's farm. He had a dairy farm. I also learned how to drive some tractors and bale hay and stacked and threw hay, you know, so learned how to milk a cow and things like that, four-wheeling. One year, my cousin and I were like, let's dig a hole by the pond. And that's what we did all summer. We just dug the biggest fucking hole that we could. But goddamn, that hole got big. Okay? Where it got so big that we had to dig out stairs into the wall to get out of the hole.
God.
Like, it was yeah. That's what you do when you're in the country. You're like, that sounds like a great idea. Let's just dig a fucking hole. Anyway.
Because why not?
I almost broke my arm. Broke my body from four-wheeling. And it was because me and my a lot older than me cousin, he was letting me drive, and because I was so little still, he's like, oh, let me take you here, because it was his four-wheeler and we were on their property anyway. So he's like, you know, wanting to take over. So he took over, and they had this big hill in their yard, and so like I said, I'm still in front of him. I'm not on the back, which is almost, it's like a good and bad thing, because sometimes if you are in the back, you can fly off and not like be involved if like if you crash or if you roll. Anyway, so we go up this hill, and it was pretty steep, and he put it in neutral. This is all on purpose, and was just going to let us
kind of
reverse, roll down backwards. And I don't know, it just like I was not like I said, I'm a very adventurous child, so like, but it scared the shit out of me. And so like in the middle of us going down, I'm like, Luke, like, I don't want to do this. And you know, we were pretty close to the bottom, so he starts to turn out of it, but apparently we weren't as close as he thought, I guess. So when he turned, it rolled us. And since he was on the back, he went just flying somewhere else. I got rolled on by the four-wheeler.
Oh my God.
And it was like, it wasn't his fault. Like, he legitimately thought we were like at the bottom, and it didn't really feel like we were going that fast. I don't know. But yeah, I got rolled on by a four-wheeler. I also got kicked by a horse in Minnesota.
Oh, shit.
That sucked. Which everyone's like, well, don't go behind a horse because they'll kick you. And I'm like, I know not to walk behind a horse. And if you do, it's, you know, you typically want to keep your hand on their back so they know you're there. Know
that you're there, yeah.
And I know that about horses. I was legitimately on the side of this horse. I was petting it. And I was towards the back leg, but I was still on the side. I wasn't behind it at all. This bitch fucking side kicked me. And I thought I was, and it got me right in the solar plexus, knocked the air out of me. I almost landed. There was a huge boulder in the pasture that I almost hit my head on. Like, I could have legitimately died. And I'm like, all by myself in the middle of this pasture. Like, no one, I told everybody, I'm like, oh, I'm going to go for a walk, whatever. And then I saw that the horse, well, because like, okay.
I'm going to go frolic through the field.
Well, no. Okay. So my grandma and grandpa's house, there's a dirt road. A half mile down that dirt road is my aunt and uncle's house. And the land in between there is all part of my aunt and uncle's. So it was my aunt and uncle's horse. Anyway, so I was like, I was planning on walking to my aunt and uncle's, which it was totally normal for me to be like, I'm going over there, bye.
Right.
Anyway, and then I saw that the horse was like really close to my grandma and grandpa, so I just like went into the pasture, was petting it, and it was fine. And I don't know, something must have spooked it or something, because it's never done that. It knew me anyway, and I was on the side of it. I wasn't behind it. Fucking side kicked me. I thought I was gonna die.
It was like,
yeah, I got the air knocked out of me. It took me forever to get my air back. Oh my gosh. And
wait, hold on. Let me say something. Did it take you forever to get your wits about you? Do you know what that's from? Do you know what?
Like,
girl, Harry Potter.
Oh, I was like, I've heard the saying, but I don't know what you're referring to. Okay.
I was trying to say it like him. I need to get your wits about you.
Yeah, I'm like, this must be from something, but I have no idea what's going on. You know, considering that we were both not in the mood to podcast, we're already like almost 40 minutes into this. And anyway, I don't know. And we're back. I don't know the last thing I said. But considering we didn't want to podcast.
Yeah.
We're doing a good job because we're 40 minutes in.
Yes.
And I was saying that maybe we can split this into 2 parts.
Yes. Because now that we've kind of gotten those...
Oh, I haven't even gone over my shit story.
Oh, yeah. Do you want to save that for next one?
Well...
Or no?
There is no next one. I'm just going to legitimately cut this into 2 parts. Oh. You dumbass.
But then that's going to be really short. Then it's only like 20 minutes.
That's what I'm saying is we're still talking right now. So if we talk for oh my God.
I just don't really have any other stories. That's why I was like, oh, well, shit, if we make this like a 2-parts thing, got the memory juices flowing.
Yeah, we don't want to interrupt the memory juice.
Well, my point was.
That's why we would keep filming right now.
But my point was, it will make me think of other shit later rather than.
Oh well,
right
I'm
now.
sure we could touch back on, this subject once upon a time in the future. But you don't have any more stories?
Not that I can think of right now.
Okay. Well, let me go over my shit story.
Let's hear your shit story.
I've had a very fun childhood. Okay. So, my 2 best friends are twins. Not identical. That has nothing to do with the story. But this is, one of the twins was like, you should tell the story about how you almost shit yourself.
Oh, God.
So, oh my gosh, I have this shit story and then I have another shit story. So, and then maybe we'll stop there because that's enough talking from me. Anyway, where they lived, I don't know how far it was, probably half mile to a mile, from our old, elementary school. So we're like, let's go to, my elementary school is Hancock. I know, funny, hilarious. Hancock Hawks, baby. Okay, so we're like, let's go down to the school, and because they had a basketball court and shit there, so I think we were just gonna play basketball or something. And like I said, it's a pretty long walk, a decent walk, and we go, and it's in Texas, so there's like actual trees in Texas, because I don't know about y'all Utahns or Nevadans. What would you call y'all?
Nevadans.
Is that how you say it? Okay, anyway, there's just like not a lot of trees, I'd say, in either part of like where we live now. Anyway, but there's like tall ass fucking pines all like through the playground, which
like
was
Alaska.
right by yeah, which is right by where the basketball court was too. Anyway, and it's like a Saturday or something. So the 3 of us, we walk down to the school, and we were there for like, I don't know, a couple minutes. And I'm like, I have to fucking shit. Like, I have to poo, like, right now. And the school is closed. Not that we could, like, go into the elementary school. But, like, there's nothing around. And it was, like, it wasn't like, oh, man, I need to poo. It was, like, I can't control this feeling. So I legitimately had to just find a tree and just fucking diarrheaed in the park or the playground.
So you essentially had like, well, so Bridesmaids was like a remake of you where she's like shitting in the street.
I've never seen that movie, but God. Yes.
Yeah, one shit in the sink and one shit in the street.
Oh my gosh. Yeah, I mean, I don't know. Like, I didn't think I like ate anything, to like cause that.
Yeah.
It just like hit me out of nowhere, and we were legit there for a couple minutes, and I'm like, I have to leave, and they're like, I'm like, I'm gonna shit myself, and they're like, well, you can't. We're so far from home, where I just was like, found a tree, pulled my basketball shorts down, and just unleashed. And I think I told them, I was like, don't look, because it was so bad.
Oh my God.
And I think one of them looked, and they were like, ugh. I'm like, I told you not to look. It's just fucking diarrhea.
Damn, girl.
I don't know.
That was the start of your stomach issues.
Fuck, dude, I know. And then, I mean,
shit.
I was probably 13-ish, 12, 13, I don't know. I'm really bad with, like, timeline.
Yeah, me too.
But when Brandon and I first met when I was 19, I think this was the first or second time that I had ever been to his parents' house.
Oh, no.
And it was in the summer, and we're like, well, let's go throw the Frisbee. But your girl had eaten a lot of grapes.
Oh. Grapes make you shit?
A shitload of grapes make you shit, girl.
Oh.
They're kind of like a low-key, like, prune.
Yeah.
But I had a lot of grapes. So when we left, luckily we were close enough to home where the park that we went to throw the Frisbee at wasn't that far. But we were playing, and then I told Brandon, I'm like, I gotta go right now. So we, like, hurry home. I'm, like, busting into my now in-laws. Shout out that they're not listening to this, but anyway.
I hope they are.
They quickly realized what kind of person I was.
Yeah.
Anyway, so I'm, like, busting in their house and just completely
Tore up the bathroom.
Toe it up, girl. Yeah, so don't eat a lot of grapes before you do anything outside of the house. Did the
toilet flush?
Oh, yeah. I mean, it was like...
Because like on Dumb and Dumber where he has that diarrhea moment and then he can't flush the toilet.
Dude, that's probably like a worst nightmare situation for me.
Yeah, right?
Is like not getting to a bathroom in time or
yeah.
the bathroom or the toilet not being able to flush down the fucking catastrophe.
Or it's like at your not in-laws house yet or something and it's like leaving marks in the bowl but there's no scrubber.
Dude, yeah,
that's just as bad.
It is pretty bad, especially if it's like, you know,
yeah,
a bathroom that everybody uses or they use as, you know, anyway.
Yeah.
I mean, for the record, I know how to control my shit. There's just a couple shit stories that I had.
Happens, though. I mean, what are you gonna do about it?
Yeah,
use a human, girl.
The elementary playground situation, that was like, I had no other option. I couldn't.
Yeah, what are you gonna do?
I would have shat in the middle of the street if I tried to run home. Because it was so far. Like, I wouldn't have made it. So I was like, well, we're in the woods, kind of, because there was, like, trees everywhere, and then the playground.
Does a ninja Mern shit in the woods? Yes.
Yes. The answer to everybody's question.
Now everybody knows.
The only thing I'd say is I have to pee all the time.
Yeah.
Like, my bladder is the size of a peanut. Where it's like, I could pee like 30 times before going on a hike.
Yeah.
And there was one time I went to go on a hike and I had just peed at the gas station down the road. And by the time we got out of the car, I'm like, Brandon, I gotta pee. So I just hiked up this hill and where nobody was. And
yeah.
I mean, peeing in the woods, I mean, that's normal, right?
That's normal. I mean, animals shit in the woods, so what's the diff?
And I was just peeing, so it's like super low key.
Yeah. Yeah.
Do you have any shit stories or peeing stories?
Not that I can think
Girl.
of.
Have you ever, yeah, you have. You've gone to the bathroom outside.
Yeah, of course. I grew up in Alaska.
Yeah.
You go fishing, girl, you got to shit in the woods. You got to pee in the woods. But it wasn't like there was no emergency situation.
Oh, yeah. Well,
yeah.
I think my whole life is just an emergency situation. I'm just kidding. I don't have those problems. But I can appreciate a good shit.
Yes. Ditto. Ditto.
But I mean, I think I have plenty of stories, honestly, but I think that's pretty good for today.
Yeah.
Right? How's
you could split this 50-minute-er into two parts.
No, I think I'll just keep it.
Yeah.
Because it's not too long, but I do want to recap or kind of get an update how things are going with the promotion of your show coming up next August. So how are things going?
And an update on your physique because you just had your body fat checked.
Oh, fuck me. Yeah, let's go to your shit first. Cause
Okay,
yours
let's
is...
fuck Lauren.
Woo!
My update is I am slowly plugging along. I'm waiting for the venue to get solidified. And now we are into the holiday time, and it is a high school, so they're on holiday schedule. What else? I have my sponsorship contract all typed up. I just need to kind of polish it a smidge, and then I'm going to work on the sponsor brochure. So, and then I just sent some competitor photos in to have the backgrounds removed. So it's just the PNG of them, so I can use them on there. And my ass going to be front and center because it's my goddamn show. I actually was not going to put myself on there, and somebody was like, "You're putting yourself on your poster, right?" And I was like,
I don't know. I would feel the same way. Like, I probably wouldn't think I want to use myself first, but if somebody was like, "Yeah, duh, fucking do that," then I'd be like, "Oh, okay."
Yeah, but it's Leif
I
Anderson,
feel like
the guy that's the promoter for the Minnesota Mayhem. He does like all these massive shows for the INBA, and he was
it came from him?
Yeah, he was like, you have to put yourself on your poster, and I was like,
see, then that would make me feel okay about putting myself on.
Like if you told me, I'd be like, "Oh, Lauren,
you're like, I get that you're supporting me, but like,
I know that you love me and you care about me, but no."
Yeah, but coming from him, that's like the definite okay.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So.
Well, that's exciting. Yeah, with the holidays, I guess I didn't quite think of that because Thanksgiving snuck the fuck up.
It did. Plus, some of this initial stuff is beyond my control because I'm not doing the show by myself. I am partnered with the INBA, PNBA, so they are handling the venue scenario. And, they have their insurance certificate that I need and all of this shit. So I'm kind of on their time frame. So, but once that's done and I get my sponsorship brochure, then I'm going after my sponsors. After. And I already have 2.
Hell yeah.
So.
Can you say who or not yet?
Yeah, the Natty Revolution, which is Leif Anderson.
Yep.
And Zozo B, the one that did my suit, she wants to sponsor. So.
Excuse me. Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
I didn't know that. That must be like super duper new because.
Well, she had reached out to me like right when I first said something about it, and I said, "Why?" She said, "I would love to, participate and sponsor you in some way." So we haven't worked out any detail. I don't know, like, in depth, like if she wants to have a table or anything like that. Because I don't even know if I had a date, like 100% then. So.
And are they local to Vegas?
Reno. She's in Reno.
Pretty much. Close enough.
Yeah.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Yeah. So.
Hell yeah.
And then I got my list of people I'm going to be going after all of you. All of you.
She coming for that ass.
Right.
Speaking of asses.
Let's hear it.
No, not me.
Oh.
Have you released your glute guide?
I have not. So here's my plan with that. It is pretty much done. So I am going to do a beta test for 6 weeks with a bunch of gals, whoever wants to join. So they will have access to my app, to me, yada yada. They'll be in a little private Facebook group, all that shit. We're going to go through the 6 weeks. And some people it will take longer than others because it is a 6-day-a-week plan. Yeah. And you're nailing your glutes 6 days a week. So, so it's going to take people a little bit longer. So I'm going to do the beta version and kind of, I want to see how it works with everybody. Because I know how it worked for me. But, there may be certain exercises we need to tweak and change for, certain issues or whatever. So.
Yeah. So what is your comeback when somebody says something along the lines of overtraining, since you're hitting the same body part 6 times a week?
It depends on the exercises you're doing. So, I mean, you're not doing like heavy loads, like, squats and Romanian deadlifts and all that shit, like, or hip thrusts every single day. But you will be touching on your glutes every single day.
I touch my glutes every single day,
too.
so
Although I don't.
with my hands,
I'm
baby.
not as fond of them right now as I was before.
Oh, stop.
They're going to come back, though, people. They're going to come back.
They're still there. She's being crazy.
Yeah, so that's going to be starting January 6th. And I've already kind of compiled the list of gals that want to join. I think I had decided on, I don't even know where my paper is. I think it was $50 is what it was.
Which is a good plan, because
Yeah.
you're essentially getting not just a glute guide, you're getting like a full body thing.
Right.
Yeah?
Yeah. So then once everybody...
Or like a full split.
Right. So once everybody completes their program and I've made any adjustments or whatever, the actual PDF book will be complete, and they will all get a copy as part of their inclusion. But when somebody buys the ebook in the future, they won't be getting the daily access to me, my phone app, and like all of that kind of shit. So it's just going to be the book.
Which is still good.
Yes.
Either way.
Yes.
Well, sweet. Sweet peaches.
That's right.
Anyway, there's not really a big update with me. I got my body fat tested, and I was hoping to be really close to 20%. This bitch is still 23.7, but we're moving in the right direction. That's all that matters.
Yeah.
So not like anything fun and exciting there. So I think we're going to conclude this episode of Beyond the Blonde, of some of our childhood memories that are entertaining enough, I guess, to share with y'all.
Beira wants to say hi.
Oh, hi, honey.
Hi, everybody.
All right, and make sure you like, subscribe, 5-star rating, share it, tag us.
Follow me, follow her, follow us.
Please, if you listen, share it.
Yeah.
Do a screenshot and tag us.
Yes.
I know you might be embarrassed that you're a rebel and you listen to people who swear, but you know what? It's time to embrace who you really are.
Yeah.
Okay? But yeah, no, tag us, because we like resharing.
Yeah.
Which, if you're trying to gain followers, you probably will. So if you're a thirsty bitch, tag us.
DM us. Like what you're...
Yeah. Wow.
That was over-exaggerated.
That was bad.
Yes.
Yeah, DM us. Let us know
what
you
you think of the episode. Because some of y'all were doing that before, and now...
You're silent.
Now you're silent.
You're silent listeners, okay?
Yeah.
I know y'all are still listening. I see the numbers, but let us know. We want to have a conversation about it. But anyway, y'all have a good one. Don't forget, like, subscribe, 5-star rating, because you love us the most. Okay, bye.
Bye.